very many of them. The Turkish Zoo, we energized the breed by breeding them. There were always white cats in Turkey, but the white gene is a masking gene, and so there are other colors of this cat as underneath them. And when they're bred, they sometimes produce colors, so we accept the other colors. And the white cats are still very characteristic of the Turkish Angora. They are also very wonderful predator cats. So again, they're indoor-only cats. They're very rare in the United States now. And they're very sweet. They're also high energy. Very nice cat. Here we go. This looks no better. We have some wonderful toys here.
That's a neat toy, huh?
That's
a neat little toy. What would Sasha do with that? I don't know.
Earlier than 4 years because they're not really fully developed. He has a characteristic cold weather coat texture. He's got a wonderful guard hair coat, and he has lots of long hairs underneath to keep him warm. His belly is full of long hairs, loads of long hairs. He has hair that covers all of his paw pads so he can walk in the snow and not get his feet cold. He has everything that he needs to survive, and that's very important. When we're breeding these cats, we want to keep them the way they always were. There's a wonderful ruff around his neck. These cats are native to Russia, and because Russia was communist for so many years, there weren't any other cats to come in. He was bringing cats into the country, and so they pretty much were all inbred in the country, and they're rare over here, but they're very popular in Russia. And I think once people get to have a chance to get some of these cats, they're going to love them as a breed. They won't be involved with finding it. You like it? Huh? You like that? You like that? Oh, no. Give it easy to do it. I don't know. But anyway, his name is Angel. He's a wonderful cat. He's been still siring continuously. I've touched many of his offspring. He's got wonderful, wonderful offspring. Beautiful cat.
Ours does that. Ours rolls over all the time.
Anyway, I think it's a marvelous breed. They're very active. They need to have lots of grooming, of course. But this is not a culture that lasts very easily.
Squared in both directions creates 3 distinct planes in the profile, which is absolutely correct for the breed. He has a long body compared to the height of his leg. I'm going to put him on the table and you'll see another beautiful rectangular form. Because the body is long, sleep will cure that. Because the body is long and the tail is long, the package fits very, very nicely. He has good heavy leg bone, important for the breed as well. Little ear dealies on the end of his ear, I think add a great deal. He's a wonderful brown tabby potter, classic as you can see. Nice contrast of coloration, good heavy leg bone. He's an and white, which means that he's brown tabby and white. Great example of Maine Coon. He's young, he'll only get better and better. He was our best Maine Coon champion. Now here's the rectangle form that I spoke of. Look at the length of the body, measure the height of the leg. The plumage of the tail is outstanding, but just as importantly are the relationship in hearts. Best Maine Coon champion. Nothing short of dreadful, and it scares some of the cats. In fact, it scares some of the judges. So she's a little bit nervous, and I'm not going to bring her out closer to the crowd because she's not as secure as I'd like her to be. But look at the coloration, the tomato red pumpkin sienna color at the base. Look at the uniform ticking. Every hair has 3 different colors. Every single hair on this beautiful animal is ticked. 3 beautiful bands of color. Like the Tonkinese, and Abby is, to my mind, a soft animal. Nothing angular about it. We have a gentle certified wedge. The ears are large and expressive as the standard says they should be. They have almond shape in the eye, which is correct for a good abbey. She has a nice tiptoe presence, stands right up on her tiptoe. She's well muscled. She's a real fine example of a young female Abyssinian. She was our best Abyssinian champion. Indeed, we see that. Large expressive ears, which the standard defines as being correct, are shown beautifully on this lovely girl. She has a long, elegant neck, which fits the rest of that package to a T. Excellent eye color, nice almond shape to the eye, the standard says that's what it should be, and beautiful clarity. Absolutely clear in every regard, both inside and outside the leg. I like my abbeys to be muscular, whether they're male or female. She certainly typifies that for me. I love the tawny color underneath, which is also correct for the blue Abyssinian. This gorgeous Grand Champion female was our second best Abyssinian. One of our former CFA judges, who is no longer with us, a man named Ray Park, highly respected judge, worked very hard for many years to perfect the silver American short hair.
13, 16, 19, 20, 21, 26, 29, and 63 to ring 8 for an all-green kitten final.
And as hard as Wayne worked for all those years, I often thought he was wasting his time because the breed just wasn't, the color just wasn't advancing as some of the other colors in the American short hairs were. Now this cat comes down from a lot of Wayne's early work. The first time that I saw him, I almost dropped my socks. That's the finest silver American I have ever seen, not only in coloration, which is uniform, free of tabby pattern, a nice hard American short hair coat, which is functional. We'll talk about that in a moment. But this is a very fine example of any color American short hair. Beautifully developed muzzle, nice gentle curve in the profile, beautiful muscularity, a proper eye shape which is rounded only on one side, wonderfully muscled animal, capable of taking care of himself, finding his own food and defending himself against other predators. His coat is hard and protective, keep him warm in the cold weather, but also shed the snow and rain if he were to be outside in that inclement weather. It's a nice green eye, beautiful eye mascara, nice green nose leather. This was our best.
That competed in agility in the education range.
It is a thing of beauty when the coat is correct, and that is a very correct coat. Ebony right to the root. Look at that beautiful gloss. Just simply shines right off, the light shines right off it. She's compact in her build. Nice blunt tail. Good relationship to the length of the body and the length of the tail. It's a very nice package. The head is round, free from any flat planes, no matter how you view it. With a short snub nose and a nice little pillbox muzzle on the end of it. Now inside that round head, you'd want to see a nice round eye. Otherwise, it would be inconsistent. Look at the beautiful round eye that this girl shows us. Short on her leg, her legs are nice and straight. Bow-legged Bombays or bow-legged Burmese are not a thing of beauty to this judge. This is a fine example of the Bombay, and she was our best. Long, lean, and tubular is the primary criteria for a Siamese of any color. If I forget those words, I remember that they're built much like I am. We want them to have a nice long head that begins with a narrow muzzle. All these bones surrounding and protecting the eyes should be inside an imaginary line to the end of the ear. Unlike the American short hair, whose eye is rounded on one side, we want to see an almond shape on a Siamese, and indeed we do. We'd like it placed on the head in a perfect world such that this point of the eye aims toward the end of the nose, and the upper portion of the eye aims toward the middle of the ear. This is a lilac point, which is one of the most difficult colors, challenging colors to breed. We allow no shading whatever. We want the ice cold tones, we see them. We have beautiful matching points. A top drawer Siamese by anyone's definition. This gorgeous animal was our second best Siamese. And another beautiful example of her breed. This, of course, is the Sphinx. A mutation. Although they appear to be totally hairless, they are not hairless. They have the slightest amount of down, which makes the skin absolutely unctuous to the touch. If you've never had the pleasure of touching one, I assure you, you would be thrilled at how nice that skin feels. She has slight rounding at the top of the dome, which I like. Nice high cheekbones, beautifully developed muzzle. The correct ear shape, squared off here, placed slightly on the side. Nice eye color, good cut belly, ratty little tail, and lots of wrinkling. Across the back, down the legs, and the parquet pattern on top of the head. She was our best Sphinx. All those bones surrounding the eye, protecting the eye, are in an imaginary line toward the end of the ear. Deep, intense blue eye color. Dramatically positioned, almond in shape, as the standard says they should be. Wonderful color. Uniform coloration at all the extremities, the ears, the mask, the legs, and the tail. Good clarity of color through the body and a nice tight Siamese / Oriental slightly tight coat. This was our best Siamese. It's an amazingly compact and well-structured Burmese. Sable in color, we look for that rich sable coloration, and indeed we see that. We see that he has absolutely no tabby pattern on the legs or in the tail, which is ideal. The coat literally painted on the cat, very short, wonderful coloration right to the root. Proper color under the belly as well. Burmese head is round when viewed from any angle. Another way to say that would be you'll never find a flat plane on a good Burmese head. Indeed, we don't. He's got a beautiful little pillbox muzzle on the end of that round head, nice round eyes, and some of the nicest sized ears I have seen on a Burmese in a very, very long time. Broad in the chest, nice straight legs, nothing bow-legged about him. This is a great example of a sable Burmese. He was our best Burmese. I tell you, when they have muscle from one end to the other, they can move quicker than lightning. This is a stunning example of the Oriental. Nice and high on the leg, good level line across the back. Very, very impressive. I like the taper of the tail. I like the relationship of the parts. Like the lovely Siamese that we've been looking at, we want to see that same angular type head with a narrow muzzle, all these bones sitting inside an imaginary line right to the end of the ear. We have a wonderful green eye. That is the correct eye color for this beautiful breed. Long, fine, elegant legs to go with the rest of this package. This lovely animal was our best Oriental. Very, very fine example of the Siberian. Probably the most unique thing about this beautiful breed is their coat, designed by Mother Nature to sustain them in the Arctic North. They actually have 3 different levels of coat hair. It provides the insulation and warmth that he would require in that Arctic temperature. He has outstanding leg bone, beautiful muscularity, the nice broad wedge that I like to see on this breed. He has wonderful eye color. Remember, he's a pointed cat, so he should and does have a nice blue eye. Good plumage in the tail, beautiful body color. He was our best Siberian. Abyssinian, also a blue. Those of you that were here for the first group, remember we had a lovely blue Grand Champion female. Indeed, we have another. The uniform ticking on this cat is not only remarkable, it's near perfection. It has the correct brown color, soft, modified wedge head that the standard defines as being correct. The ears are large and expressive as the standard also defines. I love the length of the neck. I think it adds so much to this beautiful, soft wedge head. We have the almond eye shape, very nice eye color, and perfect clarity across the chest and inside and outside the leg and in the tail. Fine example of an Abbey. This was our best Abyssinian. Good Persians are very difficult to present. And this Persian is presented to perfection. Besides being presented correctly though, her structure is remarkable. You want that round, massive head, probably easier to achieve on a male than a female. And here I hold a female with that broad, massive round head, which is completely correct. Snub nose. saying that, and the reason for that is it's obvious. The roundness up here is obvious. It's also obvious here. If it's not finished through the muzzle correctly, you lose that beautiful roundness to the head. Uniform in breadth from the shoulders to the hips. If I were to lay her on the table and put my arms from her shoulders to her hips, I don't want to see daylight on any good Persian or any exotic. I may assure you in this case I do not. Nice broad chest, nicely plumed tail, good relationship to the length of her body. And oh, by the way, does it hurt that she's an absolutely underscore perfect calico winner. She's a white cat, the patches of black and red. She was our best bicolor bird. Two exceptionally fine examples of the Maine Coon cats are up here in the top 10. He's a beautiful male. He's large and massive and wonderfully proportioned. Squared off in the muzzle, as you can see very nicely in this direction. Also squared this way so that I see 3 distinct planes in his profile. He has leg bone the size of my arm. Perfect rectangular form when you measure the length of the body against the height of the leg. He has the correct shaggy coat, good plumage in the tail, nice relationship to the length of the body. An outstanding example of the Maine Coon. This handsome guy was our second best Maine Coon. Two very beautiful exotics up here. Medium length to the coat, resilient to the touch. Good plumage in the tail and good relationship to the length of the body. Like a Persian, I want to see no daylight when I put my arms between the shoulders and the hips on this wonderful exotic, and I don't. I want to see the same round, massive head that we saw in the beautiful Persian female a few moments ago, and I do. Nicely finished through the muzzle, which is pleasing to this judge. Small, well-placed ear and a nice round eye. A top quality exotic by anyone's definition. He was our second best exotic. Rectangular, as it's supposed to be. Rectangular, as it's supposed to be. 3 different planes to the profile, as I like it to be.
If I may
Spear set, properly shaped, properly positioned on that wonderfully structured head. The length of tail is marvelous. It would be marvelous if you didn't have the overall body length to carry a tail like that. Those legs are the size of my arm. Massive, powerful, beautifully constructed. Well-shanked coat of varying lengths, wonderfully demonstrated. Outstanding eye color. Sell it, baby. Sell it. This gorgeous boy was our best Maine Coon. And last but not least is this other exotic who I am very impressed with. The round, massive head that we want to see on any good Persian or exotic is beautifully shown. The short snub nose, nicely finished through the muzzle, outstanding. He has drop-dead eye color, copper, rich eye color, small, well-placed ears. When he relaxes those ears, you can draw a line back to the jawbone, and that's the correct placement. Nice, big, round eyes. Important in any of our exotics or Persians because it fits within the round, massive head. And again, most of these things are proportions that make them as beautiful as they are. Uniform in breadth from the shoulders to the hips, nice plumage in the tail, resilient coat, medium in length, got it all. He was our best exotic.